Hello there, my name's Marianne and I'm from Circo Rum Ba Ba Circus Theatre Company. We were going to be coming to Tamworth this St George's Day to bring our beautiful animatronic, smoke-breathing, true-to-life dragon to see you with the Goblin Queen. Sadly, we can't do this year, so instead we have made a beautiful dragon puppet, and we're going to show you exactly how you can make this at home out of things you find around your house or things that you can buy in the local supermarket. We really hope you enjoy it, and we can't wait to see your fantastic dragons. Here is the puppet that you are going to make. Wow. You can see that it's made out of a sock and papier-mâché, some felt, a bit of wire, and a bit of sewing. It's good if you can get a grown-up to help you with the sewing, because that's going to be the hardest bit, but it's not too much. And you're going to have some fun with glue and paper and painting. And afterwards, you're going to have a pretty special fire-breathing dragon friend. You will need the template. You will need some PVA glue, some cardboard, green tissue paper, very importantly, a green sock. Of course, if you're making a Welsh dragon, you can use red tissue paper and a red sock. You'll need some masking tape and 2 wooden beads. These are going to be your dragon eyes. If you don't have beads, you could use some dried beans, nice and big if possible. 2 pipe cleaners or some garden wire, some acrylic paint. You can use poster paint if you haven't got it, but acrylic paint is strong and waterproof. Some scissors, a pencil and a marker pen, some paintbrushes, some felt. If you haven't got any felt, don't worry, we can cut the wings out of cardboard and cover them with papier-mâché. Yellow tissue paper, a bit of red felt, or a bit of yellow or orange felt. This is to make the flame in the dragon's mouth. Needle and some cotton. First of all, take your cardboard and place your template over the cardboard. Now, you can take this off the email that comes with this workshop, and you can print it off, or if you don't have a printer, you can just hand draw these things. They're pretty easy. I'm going to take the masking tape, and I'm going to tape down the sides so that it doesn't slip. And then I'm going to get the scissors, and I'm going to begin to cut. This might be a bit tricky. You might have to get a grown-up to help you with this. It doesn't matter about the paper, it's the cardboard that you want. Okay. So let me tell you what these bits are. These are going to be the eyes. These obviously are the legs. This is the nose, and this is the jaw with the teeth. Okay, so you've done very well so far. The first thing you need to do is cover your cardboard bits with tissue paper papier-mâché. You cut strips of the tissue paper. And you get your glue, and you're going to cover your cardboard with strips of glue and tissue paper. Okay, this is messy and lovely, lovely to do. And you'll soon see that it will start to look quite nice. Just make sure that this is really nice and strong. Keep adding layers and it will dry really hard, which is great. It's exactly how you want it. When it comes to doing the teeth part, which is this piece, either cover that with white paper or with white tissue paper if you have it, because you want these to be nice sharp teeth. I'm going to cut up some white tissue paper here. White paper is completely fine. In fact, it might even be stronger. Now you should have 5 pieces that look a bit like this, really nicely covered in tissue paper papier-mâché. And you're going to put them onto a tray with some newspaper and go and put them somewhere where they can dry. So this is the template for your wings, and you see, if you don't have a printer and you just want to draw this freehand, basically it's about the size of an A4 piece of paper. Okay, so you're going to take this and you're going to put it on your piece of green felt, like that. The best way to do this is to cut a little bit off at the ends, either end like this, so that you keep it firmly on the green piece of felt. And then you take a little bit of masking tape and then you stick it down. Masking tape is very, very useful. Okay, and then we're going to cut these out. Great, 1 pair of wings. When you fold it up, you can see that when you attach it to the sock, you'll get a pair of wings. Right, we're now going to do a bit of painting. Here it starts to get fun. We're going to make some patterns on the wings. So I've got just some brown paint there, and I've got some green paint. Okay, now I'm going to start with the brown paint. And this paint is acrylic, which is really great for putting onto material because it doesn't flake off. It lasts a long time. So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to use water, but I'm going to follow the points. Follow the points here. Can you see that? So I'm going from the middle and I'm going to go making lines to the pointy bits, because that's like, this is how the dragon wings kind of fold, a bit like an umbrella. There, so that's done, and now I'm going to put that out in the sun to dry. We're now going to make the tail for the dragon. Now you can either use some just normal garden wire, which you might have knocking around at home. It's good because it's got plastic on it, so it doesn't really get sharp. Or another really good way of making dragon's tails by using pipe cleaners. Here is one that I have made of the wire, so you can see that's looking kind of dragon taily. What I did was I cut a bit of the wire off like this. Okay, this is where masking tape comes in very handy as well. I folded up the ends like that. So I'm going to take the masking tape and I'm going to wind it around those bends you made at the end. So you've got 2 loops at the end. And really wind that round, and so you're covering those sharp bits there. Okay, and you can wind that all the way up. Masking tape is the best thing for making things. When you get to the end, you can either shape that into the pointy bit at the end of a dragon's tail, or you can cut out a triangle and stick it on. It's coming, isn't it? So on the other one I made, I cut out one and stuck it on. But for this one, I'm just going to wind the tape round, and you can see how easy it is to make that shape once you've got the tape on. Okay, so there you get the pointy bit. Squeeze that together. Okay, can you see that shape's really coming? It's just so great to craft with masking tape. That's looking pretty good, don't you? So what you're going to do now is you're going to splay those ends out, and it's these ends that you're going to sew onto the sock at the end. And then we're going to use our old favourite system of covering this with bits of tissue paper and glue. Now we're going to make the eyes, the dragon's eyes. So first of all, you're going to take your piece of papier-mâché cardboard, and what you want to do is you want to fold along there, because this is where you're going to sew it along the sock, sort of like that. So try and bend it a bit, because the sock's going to be round, and this is where you're going to attach the eyes. Okay, can you see how I've folded that? Bent that a little bit while it's malleable and soft. So then you're going to take your eyes. Right, back to the gluing. Okay, so dip your eyeballs, whether that's beans or beads like I've got, and don't worry if you get glue on them, it dries transparent. And then you're going to take some bits of tissue paper, bits of the green tissue paper, really get them nice and gluey like this. You're going to make them into a gluey eyelid, and I think dragons have eyelids underneath as well as on the top. Okay, now it's quite hard to see it at the moment, but when this all dries it will look quite nice. Here are the nostrils. So we're going to make some nostril shapes out of tissue paper and PVA. So there we have a great pair of chunky nostrils. These look really great. Put them out to dry. Now we're going to make the bottom jaw. I've drawn this on some cardboard. This is on the template as well that I will be giving you. So just cut that out with a nice lot of papier-mâché. Don't forget you need white for the teeth. So there's the teeth, and now we can do the nice green jaw. So this is your jaw. You can see the teeth there, which will bend down when this is a bit drier. And now you're going to make the mouth bit with a bit of red felt, or if you don't have red felt, a bit of tissue. If you don't have red tissue, you could always just paint it. But I'm actually going to use an extra bit of felt to make a flap at the back. But we can do that with the green felt you've got anyway. going to paint the other side of the wings. So they've dried nicely there. So let's paint the underside. So now we are going to make some little holes so that we can sew the eyes and the nose and the legs on. So I'm going to take a pair of scissors. You might get a grown-up to help you with this. I'm going to just twiddle in here. They're not completely dry, so this should be quite easy. I'm going to make 2 holes on the nose. There's one. And there's the other. And I'm going to make 2 holes on the legs. Probably really good to get a grown-up to do this so you don't hurt yourself. There's 1 hole. And then you definitely need a grown-up for the next one because the next bit is sewing. Now time to take the needle and thread. I managed to find some green cotton, but it doesn't really matter. So you're going to position the nose on the sock like this. This is definitely something that a grown-up should do with you. You make a knot in the cotton and attach the cotton to the sock. Your sock is now got a stitch in it, either side of the fingers, and you're now going to attach that to your nose. When you finish sewing, just put a few dots of PVA over the cotton. That would keep it all nice and strong. And for the eyes, you're going to put them just in front of the knuckles. So put your sock on and place the eyes just in front of the knuckles, and then make some little marks with your marker pen where those eyes are going, because you're going to have to sew those eyes on in a minute. There we go. So I'm just sewing the eyes on, probably in 4 places, I would think would be a good thing to do, in those holes you made earlier. So these are your teeth, and you're going to put them underneath the nose. And what you could do is fold them like this, because you want them to stick like that. You could even fold these teeth down if you want. Then you need to make a few more holes, so we can just sew this on there, there, there and there. So 4 more holes here, please. There are the teeth with the 4 holes, and I'm going to sew them on underneath now. So here we have the dragon head really coming along now. We've got eyes, nose, and some very sharp, dangerous looking teeth. So for the wings, we're going to fold them like this, and then we're going to sew all the way along here, and then attach them to the sock. If we sew them along there, then we get that lovely wingy, sticky uppy feeling. So you need to take your pen and mark where you're going to sew your wings. So the wings are attached. Look at that. And I sewed them on in 3 places. There. So they're nice and strong and good at flapping. Looking good. Dragon. You can see I've got the tail here, and I'm going to sew that on just at the end so that it pokes through the wings there. Finally, when you've sewn the tail on, there and there, you need to sew a few stitches around the wings so the tail pokes through a hole, if you see it like that, and that joins it all together and makes the wings stick up really nicely. So, do you remember we said that we had to papier-mâché over the claws, the dragon claws? So I'm just showing you here that I've cut one out. Very simple, just cut them out. Nearly the last bit of sewing. So I've marked where the legs are going to go. One that side and one that side. You're nearly there. I've cut out some red flames from a bit of red felt. And I'm now going to stick them with glue on the roof of the mouth. We've got a flame coming out of the dragon's mouth. Here's the bottom jaw. We're going to take the dragon, it's upside down there. All we're going to do is sew it along that bit of sock there, and then you can use your thumb to manipulate it. So you can see that I've painted some dark inside the nostrils. I've put some little scaly bits on the sock. This is all with acrylic paint. The eyes, I've put a dark line through the middle and just touched up the top and the eyelids with the, used copper paint actually, copper acrylic, but anything will do, any colour really that you fancy. This is your dragon, and I've also put some copper tips on the ends of the wings. So I think these last paint effects really bring it to life. Can't wait to see what you do with your dragon.